everyone. Today we're going to work on our breathing and our rib cage and our diaphragm and our pelvis, how it all works together. It's a bit tedious, but it's very beneficial. So there's balloons in the tack room, so grab one of those. You might want a little yoga block or step to sit on, and also you'll need another yoga block standing by and a little squishy ball. You should have one of these. They're wonderful for exercises. So when we breathe fully and thoroughly, what that does is it moves our diaphragm up and down, and then it can activate very significantly our transversus abdominis, which is, they are our deepest abdominal muscles and they are our most important. They insert underneath the ribs and they connect all around the abdomen, and they relate to the pelvis as well. So one of the best ways I found to find this is blowing up a balloon. So I'll do it without the balloon first. So place the thumb on your lower ribs, and then one of your fingers on the top of your hip bones or your ASIS, right, that bony ridge. And just watch as I breathe how this distance changes. So you breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Again, in through your nose and then out through your mouth. When you've expressed all of that air, feel the tension in a good way through all of this. That is your active transversus abdominis. So important for stabilizing, for mobility, for breath, really. And when we fully breathe, it operates our diaphragm more actively, and we just have better oxygen intake. So now we'll do that with the balloon. So I'm going to inhale through my nose, and then I'm going to blow out the balloon. So feel, as you're doing this exercise with me, feel how almost with the complete exhalation of blowing up the balloon, it almost lightens your pubic bone, gives you a little space under your seat, but your entire posterior remains connected and strong. So it might be along the ideas of sitting deep, but not sitting heavy. The interplay of your seat bones and your pubic bone while we breathe and while we ride. So spend some time with this. Try and do 20 or even 30. You may get quite tired because it's like a crunch, but a really correctly done crunch. So spend some time with that. Also, I want you to get another idea of how we want to breathe. So we want to breathe inhalations 360 degrees into and throughout our rib cage. Very often, especially when we get concentrating or working hard, I know I do, I take very small breaths just in the front of my chest, and that is not effective, and that's not how we want to be breathing. So if you lay down on the floor, put your feet however is comfortable. Let's see if my camera will stay with me. Yes, so place your hands on your rib cage, and I want you to take big, soft inhales through your nose and feel these ribs, search for these ribs expanding laterally and then into your back. So you almost feel more pressure of the floor meeting your thoracic rib cage. So inhale through the nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Feel that back pressing in to the floor, and exhale through your mouth. Almost like you're giving birth to a breath. You're sending that breath down and out. Inhale through your nose, feel the ribs expand. Exhale through your mouth, feel them come down. So spend some time with that. Another thing to be aware of is your solar plexus right here. I have a tendency to flare those ribs. It gets really wide here, and that's not helpful. We don't want to flare our ribs. So I could very easily live here incorrectly, but with my breath, and as that develops, I can bring those ribs closer together. So they could be here, and I want them here. That would give a better connection in our back. So here, with ribs flared, it's not a very stable position. It puts undue pressure on my lumbar spine, and they're all like this when we want them to be more like this. Hopefully you can see that. So I want you to breathe into your ribs. Inhale into your ribs and exhale. Spend some time with that. Another common problem that all of the population has is our rib cages are too tight, contracted, stiff. We have all of these ribs, and they should all move a little bit. And in between each rib, there's a muscle. It's called the intercostal, and they should move and articulate and come to our aid in our movement. But often they get locked up where they're tight and they have no movement. And we're not even aware that they should, but they should. So take your squishy ball. I want you to roll over on your side. Put the squishy ball underneath your armpit. Stack your hips, stack your knees. You can let your head fall down. Your arm can be here, it can be here, you can have it here, or it can be all the way over your head. And breathe. And then move down along your rib cage. Keep everything stacked. Inhale into your rib cage. Because of the squishy ball here, it will open this side of your rib cage. And then exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Try and keep I'm lying on my left side, so my left side body, you want to see if that hip and upper thigh can connect with the floor, and you can find this length underneath the squishy ball as you breathe. You may feel some lengthening along the right side of your body, which is great, but try and breathe into those ribs. And then you can even bring the squishy ball down a little more and breathe. And now we'll switch sides. So let's start with underneath your armpit. You may notice a difference one side to the other. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Sometimes underneath the armpit can get quite angry and tight. This can help with that. Exhale. Move the ball down. And slowly come over it. Put this arm wherever is comfortable and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So do quite a few of those and just feel your way through. See if you can get some movement in this rib cage. It really can move